Hey, what's up? John Sonmez here from simpleprogrammer.com. So I got a bit of a fitness question. Well, all right. So it's not a question. I'll admit it. It's a nasty comment by a troll. Actually, no. It's actually a pretty valid comment that I may have at one time said myself. If it takes you 2 hours to do a workout, you are doing it wrong. And I was actually in a workout. Just finished a workout when I saw the comment. I know I shouldn't be checking YouTube comments on my phone. I should be doing that like once a day or once a week. But I don't know. I did it. I had weakness. And I didn't respond too nicely to Jay. But I wasn't like super pissed off. But it does kind of piss me off a little bit, I'll tell you, when people say stuff like that and they don't have any proof. So I said, hey, I'm waiting your physique pics. I think I'll be waiting a while. Oh, well, I'm almost done with my 2-hour workout anyways. And Jay, of course, responded back and whatnot. We won't go into the details, but he's doubtful, right, that my 2-hour lifting workouts are effective. And essentially, I mean, it's probably something that's not that far off base to say if it takes you 2 hours to do a workout, you're doing it wrong. And like I said, I've been there before. I've probably said that to someone before. But, this is something that you hear all the time, okay? A lot of fitness people, a lot of trainers, right? You hear this all the time. Oh, if you can't possibly work out high intensity for 2 hours. Bullshit. Yes, you can. I know this for a fucking fact because I do it 3 times a week and I'm pretty much working out the whole time. So let me give you some, I want to dissect this a little bit because I don't want you to just, well, first of all, one of the first things I said to Jay was to show me your physique, because if anyone ever tells you that they work out like 3 hours a week or something like that, or they do 30-minute workouts for lifting, I want to see what they look like, because they're either bullshitting you or they're going to look like shit, right? I mean, not necessarily like shit, but they're not going to have the kind of physique that I want to have. I'm telling you, if you want to have the kind of natural physique, right? I'm natural. If you're natural and you want to have a physique similar to mine, you are going to absolutely have to do intense workouts, and they're going to be long. They're not going to be 45-minute workouts. I'm sorry about that, but that's just how it is. So I'll explain to you a little bit why, but I want to tell you about my workouts first of all, okay? Some of you have asked about this, and like I said, I am putting together a diet and fitness program. I am putting that together. I'm still working on it. I'm still tweaking things. I've got a lot of other things going on, and it will eventually be coming out, but I'm perfecting it before I put it out there. Yes, I know that I always say that, but I'm testing a lot of things. I want to make sure that this is the best damn thing that I can guarantee is going to work for you before I put the final touches on it and ship it out into the world, because this is really important for me, especially because I struggled with this for so much of my life, trying to figure out how to optimize these things, and there wasn't really a good answer out there. I still don't think there is. Okay, so with that said, I'll tell you a little bit about my workout, okay? So I lift 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, okay? And some of you I've shared some of my workout programs, so you can vouch for it. Some of you have actually worked out with me. So, I think some of you that have had the chance to work out with me, you can leave a comment below. I know that, if you want someone to vouch for what kind of workout it is for 2 hours, there's a couple of people that come to mind that I can think of. If you're watching this video, leave a comment and say you've worked out with me on my 2-hour workout, and you can vouch for the intensity of it. Okay, so this is not bullshit, right? At some point I'll film one. I work out mostly at 24 Hour Fitness right now here in Pacific Beach. It's convenient, not really able to film in there, but when I do my fitness program, I'll definitely be filming these workouts. But here's what I do: Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday and Friday are upper body. Wednesday is lower body, okay, with a little bit of weak spots in there. But a typical workout, like I'll give you what I did today. All right, what did I do today? It's also cyclic, so I switched this up. But today I started off and I did 5 sets of weighted wide grip pull-ups. So I did wide grip pull-ups with a 45 pound plate and a 10-pound plate, and about 9 reps and 5 sets of those. Okay, and I rested 3 minutes in between each set, so pretty much going the whole time, right? And that's pretty high intensity, right? I was going to failure on these, so you can't really see when people say super high intensity. My answer is, well, are you going as heavy as you can to failure for the rep range that you're trying to hit, and not taking too much rest time? If that's the answer, you're going pretty much as high intensity as possible. In fact, if you take a longer rest time, you'll actually be going higher intensity technically, because you'll be training harder. You'll actually, if I had more time, I would take more time. If I had time to do 3-hour workouts, I would do 3-hour workouts, and I would just increase the rest time between sets, because I would get more benefit out of it, right? So this is why I think that the whole, if you're doing it, if it takes you more than an hour, or if it takes you 2 hours, is bullshit. It doesn't make sense to me. So I started off with that. Then I went on to, let's see, rope pull downs. Okay, I think I did 4 sets of those, and then from there I did rows, the row machine. Okay, about maybe like 240 pounds or so, 8 reps or so, 5 sets of those. Then I went on to, let's see, what's the next after that? Then we've got military shoulder press, I believe is the next exercise. So dumbbell shoulder press, seated dumbbell shoulder press. Took some, I believe it was 80s, and did 8 to 9 reps, 5 sets of those. Then went on to one-armed side lateral raises, okay, with a pause in between. Actually, thanks to Jeff Cavalier from Athlean X for that little tip there. Actually, let's put a plug to his channel. Not that he needs a plug, because he's got 3.5 million subscribers, but hey, he actually, I watch his videos every once in a while, and I mean, that guy's fucking jacked too, and he stays jacked all year round, so you gotta believe what he said. Like, he knows his shit, okay? I mean, we have slightly different philosophies, but I'm not gonna doubt that guy. He knows his shit, and he's legit. So he was saying, like, on the side lateral raises, to pause and then go up, and to do a lot less weight. So I was actually doing like 15s and pausing here, with my arm perfectly straight, and then going up the rest of the way. And that actually was pretty intense. So that did 5 sets of those. Then went on to, what is it? It would have been reverse flies, right? Reverse flies with the machine, 5 sets of those. And then on to dumbbell bench press, 4 sets of those with, I think I only do like 80s for 9 or 10 reps, and that's because of the pec tear, of course, way back when. So I've never been able to get my bench and my chest exercises up to the level that they would be, or up to the level of the rest of my body. But hey, I do the best that I can, and I'm pretty happy with the results I'm able to get there. Then I went on to incline machine press with I don't remember what the weights, but it's a machine. And then let's see where from there, and then on to incline or close grip bench press to hit the triceps, and that was, I think I only did 3 sets of those. And then I did standing barbell curls. It's the only curl I do, by the way. I don't do a lot of curls. I did a video on this about not having to do curls to build the biceps, but that's the only like bicep exercise I do the entire day, and I did 5 sets of those. So again, the rest time between, for the big muscles, for big back exercises, the important ones like pull-ups, and sometimes for the bench, depending on where I'm positioning things, is going to be 2 to 3. It's going to be 3 minutes, and then the rest time for the other exercises will be about 2 minutes in between, and that's it. Except for curls, it's probably 1.5 minutes, and the delt raises, it'll be 1.5 minutes as well. So I'm basing the rest time based on the size of the muscle, but it's full intensity the entire time, right? So when people say, oh, you can't work out with full intensity for 2 hours, bullshit. I'm basically going from exercise to exercise, doing a huge amount of volume, doing everything to failure as heavy as I can for the rep range that I'm targeting. Sometimes I'm targeting different rep ranges, but right now I'm targeting between 8 to 10 rep range, and only resting. I mean, just taking the 2 or 3 minutes to rest, that's pretty fucking high intensity. So when you say, yeah, that's not effective, that doesn't make any sense to me. So, but I want to tell you why again. So some of you might say, well, you could turn up the intensity more if you did hour workouts, and that's probably true. I honestly think that that's probably true because you do have neural fatigue after about an hour, right? So what I do with my workouts is I rotate what I do first, right? So I am pretty much always trying to develop back or bicep, or not bicep, back or chest first. I'll either be leading with benches or leading with pull-ups. Pull-ups always come up very, very high. The most important exercises that I feel are most effective for developing the physique and building on the largest muscle groups, I try to do first because I know by the time I'm in hour 2 of the workout that I'm not going to be able to bring as much because you're going to have neural fatigue. There's just no way around that. So, but that doesn't mean that you're not still working at a high intensity. But so you might say, well, why then don't you just do hour workouts? And I'll tell you why. So essentially my workouts are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And there's some other reasons why I have it specifically set like that. If you've been following what I've been doing with the carb cycling and the fasting until 5 o'clock and the glycogen depletion and all that I'm doing, there's some reasoning behind that. But if we just looked at the lifting, okay, what I could do, so I'm essentially doing 6 hours of lifting, okay? And yes, you could say that the intensity would be more if it was split up more. I totally agree with you. But if you're going to do 6 hours of lifting, okay, what is my alternative? So, and I'm doing upper body, lower body, upper body, right? So I'm hitting upper body twice a week, which I think is important because I feel like hitting it once. I've done all kinds of splits, by the way. I've done everything that you can think of, but hitting upper body twice a week seems to be the most effective in order to get the gains that you might even be able to hit it 3 times if you did it right. But if you think about the alternative, okay, is, well, let's say, and I've thought about this, right? Let's say that I worked out, let's say I lifted 5 days a week instead. If I lifted 5 days a week for an hour, that's 5 hours. That's going to the gym 2 more times, okay, per week, and that's working out 1 less hour. So I'm doing 1 less hour of total volume, and volume is really important, okay, especially if you want to grow. So that won't work. So my alternative, if I wanted to do hour workouts, would be to go 6 times a week, right? That's a lot more going to the gym. That's a lot more traveling to the gym, getting ready. If I'm going to be at the gym, I might as well, it's so much better, makes so much more sense to me to hit a 2-hour workout, okay? And yes, it's going to be a little bit tougher, but only go 3 times a week as opposed to lifting 6 times a week and I'm still getting the same amount of volume. Yes, I might be getting more intensity, but I'm getting the same amount of volume. So if I wanted to actually get more volume, right, what would I have to do? I could lift 7 days a week, okay, and for an hour, and that would be just 1 hour more volume. And that's going to the gym 7 days a week. That's a big commitment. That's a lot more. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I've rested on this 2-hour workouts, is so that it's optimal. Plus, remember, I'm doing upper body, lower body, upper body. I'm giving myself a large time, well, not a super large time, but I'm giving myself a big enough time of rest time, especially when you're hitting it that hard. And as your muscles start to grow and you have larger muscle size, you need more repair time. So if you're hitting it every single day of the week, yes, I know that you're going to have a different splits, but you're still going to hit those auxiliary muscles, and you're not going to give them time to heal. So there's a lot of reasons behind this, right? I mean, and there's some variations. Maybe you could say, well, you could do 1.5 hour workouts. Okay, well, that's not much difference, but you're going to end up having to spend more time. You're going to have to at least go 4 days a week, right? Or 5 days a week to hit the same volume, or to hit more volume if you want to hit more volume. So you got to think about this, right? Logically, it just doesn't make sense if you want to hit the level of volume that I'm hitting in order to do that. And yeah, you could say, yeah, you could reduce the volume, John, and just lift 3 days a week for an hour. But yeah, but you're not going to be hitting the kind of intensity that you need to be able to develop the kind of physique that I want to develop. And I know I've tried all kinds of different things, and there's a certain level, and I'm not hitting the max that I could, right? If I really wanted to optimize physique, what I would be doing is actually be doing 2 a day. So I would agree with Jay and say that the intensity would increase. So if I were optimally training, like if I had to, if someone said, hey, you're going to be Thor in the next Marvel movie, train like, the best that you can to put on the most size as possible and get as lean and cut as possible, right? What I would be doing is I'd be doing 2 or 3 a days, okay? And I would basically, if my job was to gain muscle, what I'd be doing is I would be working out like 5 or 6 days a week, and I'd be doing 45-minute workouts 3 times a day, all right? And what I would do in between that is sleep. I would sleep and work out, and lift super, super intense as much as I could and have that split. And then I'd be hitting each muscle group 3 to 4 times a week, but I'd be sleeping in between, eating tons of food, right? That would be optimal, but that's not what we're trying to optimize for. At least that's what not what I'm trying to optimize for. So I know some of this shit is pretty boring to some of you, but if you've been struggling and if you're trying to figure this out, this is what I'm saying. Is so the people that are saying, yeah, if you're working out for 2 hours, you're doing it wrong. I don't understand where you're coming from, because I don't understand what your workout has to be, right? I mean, and I've done this before, but and here's some other things here, just to give you some clarification, because I have done 1 hour lifting workouts 3 times a week, and I did not have the results. If you go back and you look at my YouTube videos and you look at, I think the last time I was doing that was around 2013 or so, when I was kind of first starting to do YouTube videos here. You will see the difference in my physique between now and then, right? There's some other changes as well, but you will see that I was lacking a lot of the size. I just was not getting enough volume in the training. Okay, so I don't know what these people are doing, right? It's bullshit when someone tells you that they're working out hour workouts, even if you're doing 4 days a week. Let's say you're doing 5 days a week. Let's say you're doing 5 days a week, hour workouts. I'm still doing an hour more volume than you. Yes, maybe you might be bringing a little bit more intensity. I seriously doubt it for most people, but it just doesn't make sense. So that's where I'm getting at is there's a reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, and this is why. I mean, 2-hour grueling workout, yeah, it fucking hurts, but you get used to it, and it makes more sense than all the alternatives. And if you look at some of the best bodybuilders of all time, like if you've ever listened to how Arnold used to train and Frank Columbo back in the day, and if you've ever listened to how Lou Ferrigno used to train, right, and any of these major bodybuilders that really had success. Now, yes, they were on gear. Yes, they were on steroids. Yes, I get that. But still, like Arnold was doing 3 a days, okay? He was basically doing very similar to what I said that I would do, sleeping, and he kept on upping it, right? I mean, he would spend like 4 or 5 hours in the gym lifting every single day, just about, maybe taking like 1 day rest, right? And if you look at if you look at people that have super, super good physiques, you're gonna find that they're spending 2 hours in the gym. There was a point where I was massive in size, right? Before I had the pec tear, and my workouts, right, every single day, I wasn't doing much cardio or running at the time. I was just gaining mass. I was about like 280, 290 pounds, maybe about 20% body fat. So that's pretty fucking massive, okay? I wish I had some pictures. I'll see if I can round them up. I wasn't taking too many pictures those days, and I wasn't doing videos, but I was benching over 405, okay? At that time, I was waking up in the morning, 5:30 a.m., or hitting the gym about 5:30, 6 a.m., before work, before I went to my regular job, and I was doing 2-hour workouts with my lifting buddy, and we were doing that 6 days a week, pretty much. So that was 12 hours, okay? I'm doing half of that volume now. So it's just what it takes in order to get that kind of a size, right? It's just that's what you now. Don't get me wrong, okay? I want to give you a little bit of hope here and give you a caveat on this video. It doesn't mean you have to do this. I'm just saying, if you want a physique similar to mine, you are going to have to do the work similar to mine, right? It's just not going to happen. You're going to have to do that. Now, I'm also running about 40 miles a week, so I'm actually spending about 2 hours a day working out. If I cut back my running, I may add one more lifting day, but it's going to be another 2-hour workout. I guarantee you that's what it's going to work. Unless I do some kind of weird splits where I am doing 2 a days. That's a possibility. I've considered that. But for now, I think as far as time efficiency, if you're going to work out 2 hours a day, this makes sense to me, right? If you're going to work out a little bit less, then you're going to have to do something similar, but you're going to have to make some kind of sacrifice. And believe me, and now I'll tell you, when I'm putting together my training programs, when I'm putting together my lifting programs, I am like, I don't feel like I'm even getting enough stuff in there. I feel like I'm shorting myself, and so I have to actually alternate the exercises because I can't get the kind of volume I want for every single muscle group and fit it into those 3 2-hour workouts. So I'm even sacrificing there. And remember, I'm only hitting legs once a week. So I just don't understand, like, knowing what I know about the amount of volume that you need in order to build the kind of mass that I want to build and to maintain that mass. I really don't understand how people can say that, you know, if you're working out more than an hour, that you're doing it wrong, because that's bullshit. You're not going to get those results working out an hour. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. But like I said, you don't have to go for a physique the size of mine. You don't have to. But if you want it, you're going to have to, or if you want a physique of someone of that size, I mean, I think, you know, I haven't talked to Brandon Carter about this. You know, my buddy Brandon Carter, you could check out, I did an interview with him. I think I did, I guess I did one interview with him. I talked about him a few times, but you know, you could probably ask him how many hours a day does he work out, and I guarantee you, he's going to be doing a pretty similar volume to me. I would say that minimum he's got 4 to 5 hours of lifting per week. It might be 6 to 7, might even be 8. It might depend on the time, but I guarantee you, he's not going to say, bro, it's only 3. That's bullshit. That's not going to happen. I can almost guarantee you that. And so there you go. That's all I got to say about that. I pretty much beat the hell out of this horse, but I want to make this really clear so you guys understand it. I'm not trying to be a dick here or anything, but I'm just saying, like, you got to put in the volume, you got to put in the work if you want to. And when fitness trainers and everyone says, oh, you know, if you're working at more than 45 minutes, you can't be lifting and you can't be intense for 2 hours. Bullshit. You can absolutely be intense for 2 hours. When I ran the fucking half marathon that I ran last weekend or this weekend, I was intense. I was in max heart rate zone for 2 fucking hours. Okay. I mean, we're an hour and a half at least. So you can be intense for 2 hours. You absolutely can, right? It's not easy. It's not for everyone, but you absolutely can. You can be intense for 3 fucking hours. Okay. I know some people that do lift 3 hours and they're freaking intense the entire time. That's a little bit too much for me, but I'm just saying. So there you have it. That's what I got to say about that. If you got a comment, if you're not a believer, if you think that I'm full of shit, go ahead and leave a comment below. I want to see your physique though, if you're going to tell me. If you're only lifting like 3 hours a week and you are not on gear, post an imager or something to your pic, right? I'll have you on I'll interview you. Let's talk. Let's put your money where your mouth is, and let's get on YouTube, and I will interview you, and you can pose or whatever in front of the camera, and then you can tell people how you only lift 3 hours a week and you look like a fucking superhero, because it's just not going to happen. All right, that's all I got to say about that. If you like this video, click that subscribe button below, and don't forget to check out the rest of my fitness videos. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.